Check it. Hey y'all, what is up? You are back for another video with Data Zero. You do not want to miss a second of this update. Everything you need to know as a trader and investor. AMC and GME are setting up to make its move as the meme stocks start to wind up. And the overall market is about to make a move as well. You do not want to miss a second of this. We're looking at the charts, the facts, the technicals, and much, much more in this video. Fundamental analysis, technical analysis, and everything you need to know as a trader and investor. Let's go ahead and hop in the charts and look at the cryptocurrency market and stock market in this video. Let's go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dudes and dudettes, ape and abettes, you are back for another video with Data Zero. In this video, we're looking at AMC, GME, and SPY, the overall stock and crypto market. This video is not financial advice and should not be taken as such. It is literally just my own opinions and my own technical analysis. Please do your own research and technical analysis before buying any stock or crypto asset. With that being said, let's go and hop in the charts, the facts, the data, showing you guys what is going on the charts, facts, the data for the rest of this week, what we're looking at for the overall market, and the developments that have just happened over the day. Everything is quite disturbing, and we're going to get to all that and much, much more in this video, so you do not want to miss a second of this bearishness and volatility on the way. So let's go ahead and hop in the charts, the facts, the data, showing you guys what is going on. BTC getting rejected and making lower highs. As you guys can see, BTC making lower highs, and lower lows, and a overall downtrend after topping into the 73K level. I did take profit on my BTC. I will be buying the dip and or rolling into altcoins. I'll let everyone know what I decide to do later, but I still also hold a long-term BTC position as well. But I am looking at BTC to continue to move up after the halving. Okay, so after the halving which is in April, in mid-April to late April, we'll see the halving, and then that's when I see a potential catalyst for BTC to move higher, and then altcoin season to continue on. I do not think this is the end of the bull run or in crypto. I do not think this is going to be the end of that. I think that this is merely the beginning. We are simply cooling off, and something that we need to do, let RSI cool down, especially here on the weekly time frame. That way we can actually continue higher and move to the upside. We really need to let RSI cool down. Again, BTC in its previous runs pulled back 30 to 50% before moving to the upside. So right now BTC is definitely a maturing asset as it is becoming less volatile. It made this nice push to the upside. It's consolidating at these higher levels. That's exactly what you actually want to see. So you can make a move to a higher high. You want to consolidate at these higher levels and then push higher. BTC could come all the way down to 60K and still be very bullish in my personal opinion, and on the bigger time frames is still very bullish. If you look at the weekly time frame, still extremely green. If you look at the monthly time frame, still extremely green, and it looks like we still have a few more months of green on BTC in my personal opinion. I do think we're going to range a little bit, then get a push higher, and then that is going to be it for BTC, coming up to about that 80K price target that I am looking at for the peak, and that is, in my personal opinion, some people are saying 150,000. I think it's going to be 80K after we have this consolidation and push higher. Then BTC will range and then start to pull back. Altcoin season will begin, and your favorite altcoins will begin to pop on, but you want to be in the best projects to get the most gains out of those altcoins. So that's what I'm looking at for BTC and the overall cryptocurrency market. Altcoins definitely pulling back. Of course, altcoins are going to pull back, especially much harder than BTC until altcoin season starts. Once altcoin season starts and BTC dominance comes down, you will see those altcoins move. You still want to be watching crypto's market cap. So if you go to CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko, you can see the crypto market cap still at 2.6. We want to beat that 3.1, $3.0 trillion level to see things really start to take off, and we're still seeing that 2.6. Still a lot of money in the crypto market, but as you guys can see, crypto market cap overall going down as we are topping out at the overall peak that we've seen when BTC hit that 73K level. So that's what I'm looking at for BTC and the overall cryptocurrency market. Let's go ahead and move into the stock market and show you guys what's going on for stocks. Disturbing developments here happening on SPY. SPY taking a turn to the downside here in the later day forming an overall head and shoulders. You have your shoulder here, a head here, and a shoulder here. It looks like we're going to move to the downside, especially if we break the levels of 512.50. If you see SPY break below 512.50, you're going to see a big move to the downside, and it looks like we're going to be making that move to the downside potentially here tomorrow or Wednesday. I did say that Monday you potentially have that pop to the upside, which we did see, and now we're potentially going to move into that bearishness that I talked about in the weekly update and prediction, moving to the downside in the later half of the week, forming that overall red week. I do think we're going to be seeing movement to the downside. I'm going to have a new play in the Discord. We played this move to the upside. I'm going to have a new play in the Discord for you guys so you can play this downside move as well, giving you guys 2 plays this week. So we will be looking at that in the Discord, giving you guys the official price targets and everything that we are looking for. Again, here we are looking for the level of 512.50 to be broken and used as resistance to see a move to the downside. I do think this will be happening here either tomorrow or Wednesday. So either Tuesday or Wednesday, we'll be seeing that break down, moving down towards those lower levels. If we lose the level of 508, you're going to see a big push to the downside. Okay, so if we lose the level of 508, you're going to see a big move down. So do be very, very aware of that. 508 is a key level, and if we lose that level, we're going to be seeing SPY move down very, very fast. So we watching that 508 level. I'm going to go ahead and mark that level in gold, letting everyone know that that 508 is a critical support and resistance level. And if we lose that, we're going to be seeing a big movement to the downside here on SPY. If we go ahead and zoom out, you guys can see that we're making this overall rising wedge. We went ahead and retested it today. Overall, seeing a movement to the downside. And you can see that NASDAQ had a pop to the upside, but made a gap and is starting to fill that gap to the downside. Overall, testing a rising wedge as well and starting to move to the downside. So all of these things are very, very disturbing. The market either needs to consolidate to make a pop higher, or if it starts losing those lower levels, it's going to come crashing down because, again, it is built on air. All of these turquoise lines that you see are gaps, and those gaps will get filled. We're watching NVIDIA as well. NVIDIA potentially getting ready to set up for a pop to the upside here in a few days. Here in this bullish pennant, you have a move to the upside, then you have this bullish consolidation. If NVIDIA can hold these higher levels, you could see this bullish pennant play out, but NVIDIA needs to go on an overall uptrend, and it looks like NVIDIA is losing a lot of steam here on the MACD, so we want to be watching very, very carefully. We can see that the daily MACD here on NVIDIA is red. So again, we want to watch this very, very carefully. It looks like we could see a couple of days of consolidation before a pop to the upside, but it looks like if NVIDIA comes crashing down, the entire market is going to come crashing down with it, because it is one of the few stocks holding up the market right now and seeing this massive, massive pump. It needs to maintain these valuations, or again, we're going to see SPY pulling back in a big way, and we're going to be watching that very, very closely here on this channel. So again, tech basically holding up the market, holding up SPY. That's what's causing these movements. So we're going to be watching tech and that and the NASDAQ very, very closely. As you guys can see, most of the rally is concentrated in the technology sector, consumer electronics, semiconductors, things of that nature, and that's where we've been seeing these rallies, and that's why people think the market's in a overall bubble, because we're seeing these things in these overall concentrations of these stock market areas and not spread out throughout the normal market like you would see with a normal bull run, where you see it grows from the smaller caps, moves to the mid caps, and moves larger to the larger caps. We've seen this actually just consolidate in these larger Super 7, top 7 blue chip top stocks. So that's what we're looking at for the overall stock market. Let's go ahead and move into the meme stocks and show you guys what's going on for the meme stock happening today. GameStop having that bearishness that we talked about in the overall weekly update and prediction. As you guys can see, GameStop starting to move to the downside. All right, so we will have GameStop continue this bearishness. GameStop has earnings here on March 26th, so we want to be aware of that. Normally, earnings are a reversal signal. So basically, you trend down into earnings, that means you're going to have a pop to the upside. If you trend up into earnings, that normally means after earnings, you're going to dump to the downside. So we have a downtrend into earnings with a falling wedge, which normally means you're going to pop to the upside as well. Very, very obvious to me what is looking to happen on GME. We're going to downtrend into earnings and then pop to the upside. I believe that GME is going to downtrend into earnings and then pop to the upside. I believe that's what we're looking at for GME. I think it's very, very obvious in my personal opinion, so that's what I'm looking at. We'll possibly be playing earnings here on the channel. As you guys can see, downtrend into earnings, falling wedge, perfect play right here, and then earnings pop to the upside. Again, very, very risky because you are playing earnings, but I will have a play in the Discord for you guys for GME on earnings because I do think this is a very, very clean setup. So I'll give you guys levels, price targets, and everything I'm looking at for this pop to the upside and this run. I think this is a very, very clean setup. You see these multiple buy signals down here with this falling wedge, and again, earnings normally a reversal signal trending down in the earnings is giving us that pop to the upside. Falling wedge is giving that pop to the upside with buy signals giving us that pop to the upside. So that's what I think we're going to see in GME. Again, this week's going to be overall bearish as we trend down in the earnings, and then next week getting that pop to the upside on the 26th when we do have those earnings for GME stocks. I think they will be good in my personal opinion. GME has been doing very well controlling its cash flow and ramping up its business, as well as keeping large piles of cash on hand. So that's what I'm looking at for GME stock. Again, it's going to be a very boring week for GME as it trends to the downside, and we move into earnings. Now, AMC setting up for a micro bull flag. We have this push to the upside, then we have a bull flag consolidation. As you guys can see, if we can hold the levels of $4.35, you're going to see a pop to the upside. We need to get above $4.48 to see a massive pop to the upside because we can get to that gamma rep at 450 and break out of this bull pennant type structure. I believe this is going to be happening tomorrow, but we do have an even better setup for AMC. If we go ahead and look out, and when we zoom out, as you guys can see, we have another bullish pennant setup for AMC. If we go ahead and show you guys what's going on here, again, here's the smaller one, and then we have a larger setup as well. If we go ahead and zoom out, that could lead us to a bigger pop to the upside as well. So we want to be watching this very, very closely. The smaller bull flag setup will probably take us up to about $4.50. If we get above $4.50, we could see a big pop to the upside. It's going to be $4.52, $4.56, around that range before we'll start seeing resistance, maybe even $4.60. If we can get above that, you're going to see a nice move, but it looks like we'll probably get rejected at that point around $4.62, and then we'll start seeing a movement to the downside, consolidating, coming back down to about $4.12 before seeing a bigger pop to the upside, which will lead us to that overall $5 push. So again, AMC in a very, very technical setup right now. We have multiple bull pennant and bull flag setups. I do think we're going to see a push to the upside, hitting a little bit of resistance. If we can get above that, again, we have very little shares available to borrow right now on AMC, sitting at about 35,000 shares available to borrow. So we could see some of that bearish pressure relieved, and only 20,000 shares available to borrow for GME. So we could see a bullish pop to the upside if we break above $4.50 and hold that level. Main goal is $5, but if we do not do that here in the next day or so for this pop to the upside, do not worry about that because we're in a larger bullish pennant setup that can happen with over the next couple of days into next week. Around the same time of GameStop popping to the upside, AMC looks like it would be popping to the upside as well. So we could possibly see a play on AMC in the Discord as well. Let me know in the comments down below if that's something you guys are interested in. But it looks like both of the meme stocks are coiling up and setting up for a move. Again, it seems like it's very, very boring on the day-to-day movement, but this is exactly what we want to see, holding those higher levels, keeping those level bullish bases of support before we see that move to the upside, getting those higher highs that we want to see, and making those lower higher lows as well that we want to see. Guys, this is everything I have for you. If you found a video informative, go ahead and drop a like, press subscribe for more content like this, and if you want to see more like this, go ahead and press subscribe. And as always, I appreciate you guys if you watch to the end of this video. This video is not financial advice and should not be taken as such. As always, y'all, have fun, stay safe, make money. Peace out.
Alright guys, that was the video. If you found it informative, go ahead and drop a like and press subscribe for more content like this. Remember, you can check me out on Twitter and Discord for even more Data Zero updates. And as always, I appreciate you if you watch to the end of this video to see this message. Have fun, stay safe, make money.